Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of the Rickey and Chrystle Show. It's me, Rickey Jones Jr., and to my left, we have the oh-so-lovely
Chrystle Jones, and we are so excited that you decided to spend the morning with us.
Yes.
You guys, Christmas just passed. I don't know about you, but it feels like this year flew by.
Real life.
And I'm wondering, how was your Christmas? We were excited. We got to have Ricky's parents down for Christmas, and so that's always a load of fun. The kids are excited to be able to see their grandparents, and then we join with my side of the family who's down here in Florida, and we eat tons of food and all the things. And I know we kind of left you guys with a cliffhanger as it pertains to gifts, asking about, would you tell the kids? Would you want it to be a secret? How does it go in your house? And we did end up, or at least I did end up, telling the kids certain things that definitely would not be here on Christmas Day.
Okay.
Like a dog, like a PS5, some of these big ticket items that they might have been looking for. And I'm glad that I did, because on Christmas Day, the kids were genuinely so happy with everything that they did get, everything that they saw. And our kids keep it easy, so I'm also very grateful for that. They don't put too much on it. They're still young, so they still go with the flow. And I'm wondering, again, how was your Christmas? How do your kids kind of go through the flow after you heard our conversation about, do you tell them ahead of time? Do you not? Are you thinking about shifting it, shaking it up a little bit, and how you do it next year? How was your Christmas experience?
I dig it, like it, and love it. And so segment 2, great people, person A or person B, with Christmas being the conversation right now. Let's continue with it with Christmas decoration, aka Christmas decor. Are you person A that takes your Christmas items down the day after Christmas? Or are you person B that waits, I'm gonna say, halfway into January to take your Christmas decorations down? And I would like to know why, right? If you're person A, Christmas over, let's clean it up. Okay, let us know why. Are you person B? Let us know why. Which I know the thing has been that after Thanksgiving, you put Christmas decorations up, or some people put them up after Halloween, you know what I'm saying? So we have that part down. But when do you take your Christmas decor down?
Yeah, I would say normally I try to take it down the day after Christmas. It'll probably happen definitely before your New Year's. It's gonna be down. I just haven't made it over to the storage to get the box. So if the box wasn't in a separate place, it would already be down. But literally yesterday I was like, oh, I gotta go over to storage and get the box to take this stuff down. But yeah, I know I'm a person, I like to have it down before the new year. I don't want to go into the new year with my Christmas decorations up. Me, myself, personally.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Let us know. I mean, I'm not one to put up Christmas decor because
Right.
I know the process. You put it up to take it down. So why put it up? But nonetheless, let us know what you do.
See, yeah, you don't even do. So maybe I'm the decorator in our family, because I don't mind. I like changing with seasons. I like it. It's. I like homey. I don't know. I like it. I'm into it.
I like clean, minimalistic freshness.
With all the plants. But the plants bring freshness. They do bring freshness. So I will say that.
Bow, bow, bow.
So as we enter into our next section, food.
Hold on, time out. My bad. Before we do food, we have to address what the people see. Maybe it's their first time seeing it, which is the bald head, right? We talked about in the beginning with pop culture and Christmas and all the things. And Chrystle decided that one of her Christmas gifts to me will be the bald head. And why the bald head? Because I love the bald head. I feel like the bald head on her, I don't know if you want me to change the title of the bald head, but I love this hairstyle on her largely because it is a bald head. I just felt like there was a lot of emphasis on the bald head. But nonetheless, this hairstyle, the bald head, looks so amazing on her. Why? Because you can see the beauty of her from the cheeks, to the smile, to the twinkle of her eyes, to her ears, like all of it is able to be exemplified or highlighted when the hair is gone, right? Like the bald head eliminates distractions of hair and allows for the beauty to resonate. So thank God for Christmas, because my gift that keeps on giving is her.
Yes, this was his last surprise Christmas gift.
Yes.
About it.
But you're talking about food. My bad.
Yes. So with the food this week, I have to talk about these brown butter Biscoff cookie cinnamon rolls. Some of you may have already caught the short that's on the channel. If you haven't, definitely check it out. This recipe is super simple, and I'm actually going to be doing a little hack to show you how to make it easier for those who are a little bit afraid of, the whole dough situation, even though that's my favorite part. But yeah, so these brown butter Biscoff cookie cinnamon rolls are a hit. I made them, and my niece texted me immediately after eating one and said, "Auntie, you put your foot in this. Let me know when you make it again." And for those of you who don't know, that is a euphemism. I don't put my foot in anything while I'm cooking, but when you say you put your foot in something,
culturally speaking,
that means it tastes really good. And so I would also say, what are things or common phrases that you may have or you may know? Because I don't even take for granted that it might be like a southern thing that you say you put your foot in it.
Wow.
I don't know what maybe up north people say you put your elbow in it, or I don't know what they say. So what are the things they say where you're from when something tastes absolutely amazing? I want to know in the comments. But yeah, it tastes really, really good. Like I said, definitely make sure you check out that recipe. It's an incredible food to try.
Yeah, she did her thing. It was amazing. I tried it. I liked it. I think I had it 2 days after she made it, and it was still good and great. And even as she was talking about it, I was thinking on if she was going to talk about Christmas Day, that she made 2 pans of these cinnamon rolls, and then she hid them. But people found them, and they loved them. And so all that to say, Chrystle did it again.
They didn't look the way that I wanted, so I'm very particular about my baking and stuff. And so if it's not exactly like it's supposed to be, I don't want anybody to eat it. Even him eating the cinnamon roll 2 days later, I was like, I want to throw it in the trash. Like, I don't like people eating things that I bake more than like a day later. And
here's the thing, we talked about it on a previous episode of the fact that everything that she cooks may not look presentable, however it will have the taste that will carry you beyond what the eyes can see. And so boom, there was another case in which what she saw she didn't like, but what people taste they enjoyed. And so all that to say, bakers, see the recipe, go for it, and despite what it looks like, give it a taste, and I'm sure you will love it. Speaking of, and continuing into the next segment, which is sports, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I don't know whether you know it or not. However, this year was the first year in which we had football and basketball on Christmas Day, which was a conversation to be talked about, which let's have it right here. Now, the NBA said that, wait, what are we doing right now? Like, NBA on Christmas Day is what it should be. We don't take, NBA speaking, we don't take Thanksgiving as the day in which y'all play football. So why would y'all come over here on Christmas Day to take the day in which we play basketball? But the NFL was like, hold on, wait a minute. It's enough TV channels for us all. So let us play a little football on Christmas Day while you all play a little basketball on Christmas Day. What do you say, ladies and gentlemen? Do you believe that it should be a one sports day with Thanksgiving being for the NFL and Christmas Day being for the NBA? Let us know in the comment section below. Me, myself, I'm definitely a football kind of guy. Yeah. And so I love the idea of as much football as you can. Play it. You know what I'm saying? Gotta catch them all, Pokemon hashtag. And so I'm okay with a little NBA, NFL on Christmas Day. Because at the end of the day, I don't have to watch the NBA. Yeah. I really rarely do. And so all that to say, the more football, the better for me.
I was gonna say, which one did you watch? You watched football. I think we had football on.
No, well, football for Thanksgiving, and then on Christmas Day we were watching basketball. When it was on, as far as the TV, but as well on Christmas Day, there's a lot of like family interaction.
Right, so you're not locked in.
Right, we were playing spades, so we really weren't watching the TV. But I feel like if TV was to be watched, I would have definitely watched NFL.
The football.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I was thinking, I don't watch the NFL a lot either. Normally, I don't watch until they get down to like the final 7, just because.
You talking about NBA or NFL?
NBA.
Okay.
Because it's so many games.
Yeah.
Like, and I just can't commit that. I do enjoy watching, but I can't commit that much of my time to watching all these games. Like, when will I live life if I'm watching these games all the time? So, no, I get it. But yeah, so now going into our inspirational word for today, which is resilience. Be resilient. And so I know we are coming to the end of 2025. And as we bring it to a close, I am sure there's some things that took place this year. That you really did not see coming. There's some pivots that you may have had to make. There's some new ways that you may have had to consider doing things. Maybe you've had some job transitions, life transitions, relationship transitions, all the things. But at the end of the day, you're still here because guess what? You are resilient. You made it. You're resilient. And I want you to know that it is incredible as 2026 has the potential to be in your life. It won't come without the need to be resilient. Because even when you're doing things you love, things you're passionate about, even when you're doing things that are incredible, great, and fun, you got to be resilient. Listen, even when you at the theme park, and you want to go to that ride, and them stairs all the way at the top, and the only way up is stairs. You got to be resilient to make it up there, to get on that ride you want to get on. So I would say, how much more in life should you insist on being resilient when it comes to things that will be much more lasting than a ride on a theme park or waiting in that long line for your favorite restaurant or whatever the case may be. We use the tool of being resilient all the time as it pertains to things that we want to obtain. It's now just important that we position ourselves to use that tool of resilience in things that will bring longevity to our lives. So, the word of the day is be resilient.
Wow, I love it and like it, great people. Use it. I will, and I will apply it to my everyday life. I thank you, my dear, for such a phenomenal word that will carry me to all that's ahead of me. And so, with that being said, great people, we love you all. We appreciate you all for joining us today for today's show, our last show of 2025. And
second to last, because we're gonna do Tuesday and then we'll have Thursday. Oh wait, it's gonna be New Year's.
How about that? So the last show for 2025 as we look ahead into 2026, and we will look ahead with you. So even comment down below of various segments that you all may desire for us to do in the new year. We'll take a look. We'll see what we can do and see what we can add, and be on the lookout for that segment and your name to be shouted out because of it. And so until next year, great people, we love you all. We appreciate you all. See you there. Until then, peace.